to keep up. Cleopatra Murphy has the details in tonight's top story.
Grand Bahamas' booming real estate industry is probably the best in 25 years. That assessment comes from President and Managing Broker of H.G. Christie, John Christie, who sees no signs of the industry slowing.
We're getting lots of leads coming in at much higher levels than we had before. We're doing sales at much higher levels, and the inventory is low. We're actually running out of inventory. So if anyone's a builder in Grand Bahamas, time to build homes because they will sell once you build them. And that's been it hasn't been like that for a number of years. So things are really turning around and looking great.
So just what is driving the renewed interest? Christie says the Bahamas and Grand Bahama has been rediscovered since 2021 in the aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic.
People have realized that they don't have to be sitting in an office in New York City or somewhere to get their work done. So that sort of spread their wings, and people have been looking for safe havens. People wanted to get out. So it's not just Grand Bahama, it's Abaco, it's Eleuthera, it's Exuma, private islands and Nassau as well.
The real estate executive says Grand Bahama's appeal is its infrastructure for 250,000 people, with about 50,000 people on island. He says the island also offers city style with less traffic. As for the market, there is robust movement on properties from the $3 million to $5 million range, while higher-end properties have also been moving. Also unique, it is simultaneously a buyer's and a seller's market.
The market is strong. There's not a lot of good houses or product on the market right now. So if you've been thinking about selling, now is probably your best chance of being able to sell. So that's a great point there. And if you're thinking about buying, the market is strong, so that we're expecting, with everything coming on with Six Senses and Grand Lucine and everything else that's happening, and Carnival there, so the market should continue to grow. So it should be a good investment for you with everything going on at Grand Bahama.
Christie says with real estate booming since 2021, there had been expectations the industry would slow, but that has yet to manifest. In the long run, he sees only positive things for the sector, adding that better than the stock market, real estate is a great wealth builder. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Thanks, Cleo. Well, the team from SpaceX that was in country to retrieve the remains of the Starship rocket that exploded over Bahamian waters has left the country. Minister of Environment and Natural Resources, the Honorable Vaughn Miller, shared that detail as he gave an update on efforts to recover the debris after the explosion from the rocket launched from Starbase in Texas last Thursday. Was viewed from several islands, including Grand Bahama. His comments come just days after Director of Environmental Planning and Protection, Rihanna Neely Murphy, said the search was set to expand to Andros after reports that the debris had washed up there.
It was outside of our jurisdiction, but everything that would have landed in our waters or wherever, this personnel from the SpaceX were in country to retrieve them, and if anything else is still around, they will return to retrieve them, whatever the cost is. All costs are on them. But as it is now, they left. But if anything else was discovered, they'll be back and to retrieve them.
To date, heat shields have been retrieved along the Ragged Island coast, and amidst concerns over the potentially detrimental impact on the environment, those are expected to be tested to determine if they pose a risk to marine life. Miller adds officials have begun the search for the debris off Andros, but up to Thursday morning, nothing had been discovered.
That has not been verified, but persons are in Andros who are checking into that to see. But based on our investigations with the personnel in Andros, particularly the fishermen who are out there and who would know if that was the case. We heard that persons were talking about it, but to date we have not verified it. But we have reasons to believe that is the case.
Well, for over 50 years, the fight for equal rights for fathers in the Bahamas has been ongoing. Now, a senator and a Bahamian father, or former senator rather, and Bahamian father is pushing for urgent legal reforms that ensures both mothers and fathers share equal rights when it comes to their children. Raven Davis has that story.
Former Senator Jamal Moss opens up about his personal experiences which have shaped his strong stance on the disenfranchisement of Bahamian fathers. He argues that the current legal framework in the Bahamas is outdated, pointing to the Child Protection Act of 2007. While Section 6 mandates shared responsibility for a child's well-being, courts can revoke this if a parent is deemed uninvolved. Moss says it's unfortunate that some lawyers and mothers exploit this loophole to their advantage.
You could easily go to the court and lie and say, Your Honor, this man is not being taken care of the child. That is a lie. That happened to me. Thank God, my granddad taught me, always save your receipts when it comes to like the major stuff, because you never know what I saved my receipts when my child was born in November. This is some good years now. And I saved my receipts. And I'm the one who put my child mothers in court. She didn't put me in court. I put her in court. And she used that to her defense. And I proved with the receipts, I've been taking care of the child. Mind you, we were not together. She told me the child was on my own, but I took a DNA test. So when I provided my receipts and everything, the court was surprised. But yet, I still get beat with the stick as in, well, you know, she'd have custody and you only have visitation rights.
The act also automatically grants custody to the mother in cases where a child is born out of wedlock. Fathers, on the other hand, must apply for custody under specific circumstances. Moss says this creates an imbalance as he calls for a shift towards shared custody.
I think probably we could accept the fact that, okay, you know, you had persons who were making children and didn't want to claim. So obviously the child would automatically fall in the custody of the mother. Once you are proven that you are the child's father, you should automatically have equal rights and equal responsibility to that child. It's insulting in this 21st century, with technology at our fingertips, that fathers are only being seen as financial donors and only having visitation rights. For example, if we have 12 holidays in 1 year, why we can't have 6 for the father, 6 for the mother? It can be rotated.
Statistics show that children raised in father-absent homes are more likely to encounter difficulties, including higher rates of incarceration and behavioral problems. Moss says reforming these laws would have profound positive effects, not only on individual families, but on society as a whole.
This will cut down a lot of the backlogs in the courts, a lot of the tensions between both parents. And if any parent, whether it be the mother or the father, falls down on that responsibility, then you'll be held accountable. We hear a lot of children today saying that, you know, they grow up with anger, they grow up with hurt because their fathers was not involved or they don't have the opportunity to see their father.
And while he admits the journey can be long, here's his encouragement to fathers.
You know, the Bible teaches us, suffer not the little children. And that was one of the things that really motivated me. Suffer not the little children. I say to you, despite whatever's going on between you and that mother, put that aside. You continue to do what you do. You continue to fight for your child. Because at the end of the day, your presence in that child's life is very important, and it goes a long way. And believe me, the fruits will come to light.
And as he highlights his respect for mothers, Moss stresses the need for continued advocacy on the issue, pointing out that efforts for change have been underway for over 50 years. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Well, as part of their nationwide initiative, the Royal Bahamas Police Force is making its presence felt through the 8 Mile Rock community of Sea Grape, bonding with residents for a more fruitful relationship. Matthew Martinborough was on the grounds with the officers making their rounds in this report.
Continuing their community outreach efforts, officers from the Royal Bahamas Police Force, led by Assistant Commissioner of Police Edvardo Deems, are walking through the community of Sea Grape to connect with residents on better how they can help, serve, and protect them.
It's all about building and reestablishing and firming up community trust in the police. And we hope and intend that as we mingle in meaningful conversations with members of this residential area, that they will feel free to voice their concerns to us or to other members and other stakeholders who continue to partner with us.
The officer in charge of Grand Bahama notes the walkabout is fairly recent to the one held in Pinedale by the new Commissioner of Police, Shanta Knowles, as an extension of their support for the Western community and the Northern Bahamas.
We have a saying in our organization that we march by the center. Our Commissioner, Ms. Shanta Knowles, is community-minded, and therefore I am community-minded. And so therefore we will continue these efforts to strengthen our relationship throughout the entire length and breadth of Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Bimini.
Residents alike are all in unison, expressing words of joy as officers are taking their time to get to know them.
The police is number one. The police doing a good job. And then I feel like I won't cry, man, you know.
This is very nice, you know, to see them walk around, policing the community. At least once in a while, you know, they is not able to be here always, but I could tell you, and nighttime, it's like I could set my clock when they pass and, you know, when they police car. And to see them walking around, it's very nice.
Well, I believe the neighbors, if the neighbors have any problem, and call them, they come right away and help them out with it. And anytime you call them, I see it was calm.
As this walkabout concludes a nationwide initiative by the Royal Bahamas Police Force, it serves as a continuation of their efforts to protect and serve the community they call home. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
Thanks for that report, Matthew. In other news, to commemorate World Kidney Day and bring awareness to kidney disease, a candlelight vigil is being held and hosted by the Kidney Center in Grand Bahama. The special day hopes to focus on the importance of our kidneys and the impact kidney disease has on individuals worldwide. Operations Coordinator at the Kidney Center, Jamila Carol Thompson, says hosting the vigil is a symbol of hope for those who continue to power through with the disease.
This day serves as a powerful reminder of our shared responsibility to educate, advocate, and support efforts aimed at reducing the prevalence of kidney disease. As we light our candles tonight, let them symbolize our enduring hope, our commitment to progress, our unwavering support for one another. May the light from these candles inspire us to continue working together towards a healthier future for all.
The Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, is in attendance and notes she is optimistic for the future of kidney care on the island, noting the forthcoming new health campus.
As many of you know, we are developing a state-of-the-art health campus. Once completed, this facility will revolutionize healthcare on our island. It will equip us with the resources and technology to provide even more efficient and comprehensive treatments for kidney-related issues. This Freeport Health Campus will be a beacon of hope for those battling kidney disease, offering advanced therapies and a renewed sense of possibility for us to complement the amazing work done here at the Kidney Center.
And still to come.
Scores of persons attending a special Silver Jubilee service. The details of that story, sports, and more straight ahead.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country, pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Get ready for the Freeport Business Expo Tourism Edition 2, happening May 1st and 2nd. Network, explore, and grow with top industry leaders. Register today at freeportbusinessexpo.com. Calling all local musicians. Celebration Key is holding auditions on March 27th. Showcase your talent and bring the rhythm of the Bahamas to the world. Register today and be part of the magic. Celebration Key presents the Lifeguard Swim Test in Freeport. Join the action at the YMCA on March 27th at 9 a.m. Walk-in registrations are welcome. Scan the code to register today and take the first step toward becoming a lifeguard.
Get ready for color, culture, and pure energy. Live from Explorers Way, the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture presents the 2025 Junior Junkanoo Grand Bahama Parade.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. In this report, a local family doctor and physician is sharing very important and effective ways to help people lower their risk of developing colorectal cancer and be motivated to get screened. Here's Jay Philippe with that report.
Around the world is recognized as Colon Cancer Awareness Month. Now, Dr. Kafalo Cawley is urging Bahamian men between the ages of 35 and 50 to be cognizant of their status.
Screening is critical. You must screen. And right now, the FIT is recommended, which we call FIT, is short for fecal immunochemistry tests. That can be done every year.
Dr. Kefalo strongly suggests that individuals with family history of colorectal cancer, inflammatory bowel disease, or genetic syndrome may need to be screened earlier.
The thinking now is 5 years prior to if you had a relative diagnosed with colon cancer. So if a person had a relative diagnosed with 45, then all the relatives should start to get screened at age 40.
Age, risk factors, and symptoms all play an important role in the early detection stage of colon cancer.
Usually, it's genetic, first of all. A family history, first-degree relative, parent or sibling. If they have had colon cancer, you should get checked, okay? Secondly, sedentary lifestyle, persons who are not active and moving, maybe a little overweight, obese, that increases the risk. It's very important in the country, and I know doctors, one-on-one, I think I've been talking. I know we have a colon cancer association and colon cancer or cancer society. I know the Ministry of Health is promoting a lot of things, but it's an everyday thing. Every doctor has to be involved in sharing with all of the patients they care for. Not only doctors, the nurses, the pharmacists, you, the media, giving coverage to this education. It's ongoing.
Through it all, Dr. Cawley advises that preventative measures such as healthier lifestyle, which includes a balanced diet rich with fiber, regular physical activity, maintaining a healthy weight, and limiting alcohol and tobacco are all ways that men can prevent colon cancer. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jay Philippe.
Switching gears now, Kingdom Worship Center International Church, under the leadership of Bishop Kermit Saunders and his wife, Adrienne, celebrating its churches and pastoral silver jubilee of 25 years of faithful service to the Grand Bahama community. The special church service took place on the church's grounds with standing room only. As many members of the clergy along with guests throughout Grand Bahama joined in for the celebration. Bringing encouraging remarks was the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie.
Your impact on the Grand Bahama community is undeniable. You have been more than spiritual leaders. You have been pillars of strength, providing not only spiritual guidance, but also practical support. Through your outreach programs, your compassionate initiatives, and your unwavering presence, you have touched countless lives, offering hope to the hopeless, comfort to the grieving, and guidance to the lost.
The sermon was delivered by Bishop Valentino Williams from Life Changes Ministry from New Providence. However, for Bishop Saunders, it was a moment that he saw fit to thank a number of individuals that he says has been helpful throughout his journey in ministry.
So I'm grateful to God, and that's all I wanted to say to the women, because they are the true surrogates that kept us in those special times, just kept us in prayer, kept us before God, kept us in the Word. And so today we could not do what we did without those pillars. Amen.
And that's a look at stories making news. Sheen, it's finally Friday. What do you have in sports?
Listen, the Carifta Games are about a month away, and a number of our swimmers are over in New Providence getting ready for the Carifta Swim Trials.
All right, they'll be making a splash. That's coming away next. But first, the check on the local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167, or you can email us at zns3news@gmail.com.
What is Business Fit? Business Fit is a group health insurance package offered by BAF Financial. What are some of the benefits of Business Fit? No deductible, dental and vision care, hospital room and board, surgical treatment, labs, medication and drugs, maternity, doctors, clinics, specialist visits, chemotherapy and radiation treatment, air and ground ambulance, and preventative care. Business Fit, offered by BAF Financial.
The lifeguard swim test is happening in Nassau at the Betty Kelly Kenning Aquatic Center on April 1st at 9 a.m. Don't miss this chance to show your skills. Scan the code to register now and take the plunge into a new opportunity with Celebration Key.
Get ready for color, culture, and pure energy. Live from Explorers Way, the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture presents the 2025 Junior Junkanoo Grand Bahama Parade.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Shane Stubbs with your evening sports update. The Carifta Swim Trials take place this weekend over in the nation's capital. Alpha Aquatics' Lonnie Duncombe and Skylar Smith have a busy weekend ahead of them, but their confidence on making this year's team is very high.
I'm competing in a total of 5 events: the 50-meter box stroke, the 100-meter box stroke, the 200-meter box stroke, the 50-meter freestyle, and 50-meter butterfly. These are races that I'm familiar with, and I've been doing over a long period of time, ever since I started competitive swimming. So I feel pretty good, and I think I should, and I'm pretty confident that I'll be going to Carifta this year.
So I'm listed for the 2 IM, the 4 IM, the 800 free, the 1500 free, the 100 back, and the 200 back. We're working on endurance, so we always have long sets to keep our endurance up, because that's really important as a swimmer. And we also focus on technique, especially coming into this big meet. I've been training hard, so it's looking good.
The last chance meet kicks off this evening and concludes tomorrow, March 15th, at the Betty Kelly Kenning Stadium. From the pool to track and field, the Tabernacle Falcons celebrating their sweep of the Fidelity Bank High School Track and Field Championships earlier this week, while also honoring their top athletes from the event. They'd also celebrate winning the GBSSAA High School Basketball Championships last month.
It always comes down to the last days. The kids went out there in the relays and performed, and we pulled it off. All the hard work that the kids put in all year really showed. Kids came out, performed their best, and we're really proud of them.
From the first day, I was kind of relaxed. I was fine. But on Monday the pressure was on. You know, St. George's was right there on our tail. There was fighting, and I must give it up to St. George's. They keep us going. They push us 12 years straight for us. You never get tired of winning.
The Falcons would take the junior division by a total of 531.5 points, while in the senior division, the Tabernacle Falcons would put up a whopping 602 points. And finally in sports, girls semifinals action in primary softball. The West End Primary Sharks took a bite out of the BMES Warriors by a final score of 18-7, and Grace Christian would pace by the Walter Parker Pacers, your final score 11-3. The Sharks will take on Grace Christian this coming Tuesday, March 18th at the Grand Bahamas Sports Complex. And that's your check on sports, ladies and gents. I'm Shade Stubbs. Your Facebook friend of the day is up next.
Here at Freeport Decorators, we have hundreds of products for you to choose from. Whether you're in the market for trophies, plaques, rubber stamps, corporate signs, any kind of interior signage, stamps, or seals, we're your one-stop shop. We feature glass, acrylic, crystal awards for every occasion. We build all the trophies here on site. Looking for a gift item? We feature pens, key rings, mugs, tumblers, barbecue tools, even bamboo cutting boards. Have something already? Bring it on down. Let us see if we can print that special something on it for you. Need a headstone? Memorialize the memory of your loved one with a beautifully lasered granite marker. Our store hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We focus on customization. So if you have an idea or a new concept, bring it on down or call us at 352-5557 or even WhatsApp your idea to us at 646-0777 and we will do our best to make your awards and recognition ideas a reality.
Get ready for color, culture, and pure energy. Live from Explorers Way, the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture presents the 2025 Junior Junkanoo Grand Bahama Parade.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's a live look at the Bahamas Tonight. They are coming your way next.
Planning the execution of a newscast is serious business. From the assignment to the concept of the story, everything has to be precise, on point, always. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, is your trusted news service. We get it right the first time. Our preparation for you each night is done with care, knowing that our voices will reach you on 700 islands and keys with unquestionable accuracy. It gives me great pleasure each night to say,
welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm your national anchor, Mukesh Lopinder.
At the 66 Steps, I'm Matea Cunningham. This is ZNS.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the U.S. State Department's scathing report on efforts to tackle financial crimes in the Bahamas and what local authorities have to say in the country's defense. Also, war. What is it good for? Well, just ask local tourism officials who are looking at the upside of global tariff tensions. And shock and despair gripping another family following news of another apparent suicide. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Tonight, a blistering review of the Bahamas' efforts to attack money laundering and financial crimes. The U.S. State Department putting it bluntly in its 2025 International Narcotics Control Strategy Report. The Bahamas, it says, lacks strong interinstitutional coordination and political will to successfully adjudicate such complex matters. Just listen in. The Bahamas is said to have a $400 billion financial services sector, all the way impressive for a small island developing state. But the U.S. State Department has determined that more needs to be done to effectively address financial crimes in the country. Last year, authorities imposed nearly $220 million in administrative penalties, which remain under negotiation for settlement. Law enforcement confiscated over $2 million in assets and restrained $1 million in suspected illegal cash proceeds. The Royal Bahamas Police Force Financial Crimes Investigative Branch reported a 20% increase in the number of cases and prosecutions, with 34 individuals charged and 6 convicted. But while giving credit there, along with the Bahamas government's approval to a 2024 national cybersecurity strategy, the Bahamas is strongly encouraged to do more. Pulling directly from the report, the U.S. State Department has found that the Bahamas' investigations often do not result in prosecutions or convictions, that the lack of convictions and asset forfeiture make the Bahamas a low-risk base of operations for many sophisticated fraudsters, including corrupt actors, that despite extensive training and improved investigative and prosecutorial abilities, local law enforcement and prosecutors are hesitant to investigate and prosecute complex financial crimes and seize property and assets derived from illicit activities, and that when authorities pursue cases, an accepted culture of adjournments delays adjudications. According to the report, what's needed is improved interinstitutional coordination and strong political will. Well, that report triggering a response from the Attorney General and a Minister of Legal Affairs who underscored the country's full commitment to upholding the highest standards in financial regulation, anti-money laundering, and tax transparency. The Office of the Prime Minister's Director of Communications, Latrey Ramming, though, acknowledged the government's concern that the U.S. State Department continues to rely on language repeated nearly verbatim year after year with little or no acknowledgement of the country's demonstrable progress.
The Bahamas has fully implemented global standards, including tax information exchange mechanisms widely adopted by the international community. However, there remains areas where some jurisdictions, including the United States, has yet to align with these global best practices, such as the full collection of beneficial owners' information and adherence to the common reporting standard. The government of the Bahamas remains committed to working with its international partners to strengthen financial integrity and ensure a level playing field.
Well, the gloves are off. The global trade war has begun, and there's all indication that U.S. President Donald Trump's sweeping tariffs on Mexico, Canada, and China will have a domino effect around the world. Bracing for the impact, local tourism stakeholders are seeking ways to capitalize on this to essentially boost tourism numbers. Aldavis Munnings has the story.
During this week's first Bahamas Hotel and Tourism Association's Board of Directors and Membership virtual meeting for 2025, cautiously optimistic were the exact words Bahama President Graham Davis and Atlantis Paradise Island Resorts Vice President and Bahamas Hotel Tourism Association President Jackson Weish used to describe how the possible teetering of the United States economy will influence tourism numbers this year.
With the potential of shifting tourism away from the United States, there is some potential upside with Canadian business down to the Bahamas. We're all optimistic that we'll see some of that, but we've not really seen it so far. We're closely monitoring our geographic origins and noticing that there's not a big bump at this moment, not going forward or at this time from Canada, but we're continuing to monitor and again, being cautiously optimistic what's happening in the U.S.
Despite the economic uncertainties, the business remains resilient. We're cautiously optimistic going through Q2 and Q3, and obviously we'll continue to monitor and adjust as needed the particular and unique market conditions we find ourselves in at this time.
After a strong routes conference in the Bahamas last month, Nassau Paradise Island Promotion Board CEO Joy Jirbulu revealed what airline partners are saying about the tariffs.
They're all observing what's happening in the United States, closely looking for alternate destinations, routes, because they're seeing numbers of visitors from those source markets to the United States diminish, but the desire for travel hasn't. And so they know that people will be looking for alternate places to visit. So it presents a great opportunity for us.
Well, government's also keeping a close eye on the global tariffs. That's according to Minister of Economic Affairs, Senator the Honorable Michael Halkitis, who recently disclosed that the Davis administration stands ready to assist Bahamians in what could be a difficult fiscal period. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Altaviz Munnings.
Meantime, as those tariff tensions deepen, our Lloyd Allen takes a look at what may be on the horizon for countries like the Bahamas, now left to satisfy import requirements in an increasingly uncertain trade environment.
2025 has been a year centered around tariffs, namely those introduced by the United States, impacting a number of countries like Mexico and China. But as those challenges continue, an opportunity may be on the horizon for countries like the Bahamas. Homegrown economist Wayne Johnson shares a bit more on what this means. Wayne, what do you think this actually means?
This means tremendous opportunity for the Bahamas. The Bahamas has tremendous opportunity. When you look at Latin America presents so much opportunity for the Bahamas to be able to import a lot of their food products into the Bahamas directly from Latin America. So these kind of opportunities that exist for the Bahamas, we need to explore it. We need to look at it. We need to be able to renegotiate of how we could be able to improve our food supply in the country. I think this is presents a tremendous opportunity for the Bahamas right now.
And we've heard a lot about Latin America, but why do you think that's a ripe market for the Bahamas?
Because a lot of products coming out of Latin America end up in South Florida that we go there and purchase the products from out of the United States. So getting them and buying them direct will be able to help to lower the cost of inflation for us, because we import a lot of food and we import inflation. And because we import inflation it causes the food prices to rise. So getting them directly out of Latin America will be much more easier for us, much more better for us.
And speaking about those opportunities, what do you think local policy makers need to consider now?
Our local policy makers need to get to the table and sit with the U.S. partners at the embassy here and say, how could you help us expand our agriculture? How could you help us expand the technology aspect of what we need to do to expand and grow our local production in terms of food? We need some of your technical expertise in this area to be able to help us expand and grow.
Well, a lot to consider as this story continues to unfold. Reporting from the ZNS headquarters for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
With BGC's crystal clear mobile service, stay connected seamlessly, whether on land or at sea. Our reliable postpaid plans keep your loved ones closer, no matter where life takes you.
Irresistible taste of a KFC big deal, some people will do anything. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingsyBahamas.com.
Honorable Wade Watson, MP for Bain and Grantstown presents Contractors Bonfire Training, calling all Bain and Grantstown contractors, builders, plumbers, electricians, tilers, AC repair, landscaping contractors, heavy equipment operators. Sign up on March 18th at 6:30 p.m. at Blue Hill Road Constituency Office. Learn how to sign up to bid on government contracts, learn how to bid, and learn the bidding codes. Limited space available, so act now. RSVP to 326-2482 or 827-2482. March 18th at 6:30 p.m. Blue Hill Road Constituency Office.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
You're looking at a shot there of the sun setting over the Capitol. Welcome back. The second in a week. The latest in a string of such incidences. What pushed another man to end his life this evening, the focus of a full-scale investigation. Here's what our Lloyd Allen was able to find out.
Well, Makusha, a challenging situation this afternoon. Police reporting yet another suicide that's taking place in the area of Star Stage. Now, what we can confirm is that notification was made by police shortly after 5 that a suicide took place in this building right behind me. Now, we spoke with one resident who confirmed the victim as a 22-year-old male. No idea on his name or the reason behind that incident. We are still waiting for an update from police in regards to the details on this matter. And once they become available, we will be sure to provide them. Again, a 22-year-old male has been found hanging from this apartment unit right here behind me. This is in the area of Star State. Police are currently on the scene conducting their initial investigations. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, thanks, Lloyd. In other news, 80% of the Bahamas' land mass is less than 5 feet above sea level. Extreme weather events caused by climate change, like hurricanes, threatening to cause a loss of up to 5% of our GDP annually by 2030. In the face of such severe circumstances, the Bahamas today joined hands with the Commonwealth to host a special side event at the United Nations to take a deep dive into these issues. Our Felicity Darville is there.
Here at the 69th session on the Commission on the Status of Women, the Bahamas took a lead in an event themed Empowering Women for a Sustainable Blue Future, Gender, Oceans, and the Beijing 30 Agenda. Minister of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting, the Honorable Miles Larota, said that women comprise a large portion of the workforce in maritime industries, yet they often remain in lower paid roles.
Fisheries, for instance, women are integral to processing and marketing, but these contributions are often undervalued. Financial inclusion is another barrier. Currently, only 1% of global climate finance goes to women-led organizations. This must change. The Bahamas Development Bank has taken steps to bridge this gap through Blue Economy grants that support women-led businesses in maritime industries.
Executive Director of the Bahamas National Trust, Lakeisha Anderson Roll, advised Commonwealth governments that policies must be built around the people who live and work by the ocean.
We must prioritize investing in things like oral history projects and storytelling projects, where we are able to capture and share the stories of Indigenous women. We are able to document their knowledge on sustainable practices, gather their insights on species and habitat, species behavior and habitat health. Because at the end of the day, this was a learning experience. They have been doing it for generations, and we should hone and learn from that. Learn from their practices and learn from our mistakes that we're making today.
She called on governments to make people living in the coastal communities a part of the decision-making process about ocean policies that will ultimately affect them. Women on the family islands, you who go fishing and sculling or comb the salinas, your traditions and livelihoods are important, and they're being discussed right here on the world stage. From the United Nations headquarters in New York City, for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Felicity Darville.
Well, the 19th annual Bahamian Music and Heritage Festival taking over Georgetown, Exuma this weekend. The two-day musical, food and cultural explosion kicking off tonight, drawing scores to that island destination. Our Corval Pyfrom is there, but unfortunately it looks like they may be getting some unwanted company, courtesy of Mother Nature. Corval?
And that unwanted company we talk about came in the form of liquid sunshine, rain. There was lots of it. We sure got a soaking this afternoon. But luckily, it's all dissipated now. And that could not happen soon enough because ready or not, lights, camera, action, it is time for the 19th annual Bahamian Music and Heritage Festival. It's not a holiday, but here at Exuma, it might as well be, especially for these little tykes. They really don't know much of anything about this weekend's Music and Heritage Festival, but that's not stopping them or getting in the way of their excitement. What are you out here doing today?
Playing.
What other games you playing?
Hide and seek, and tiger.
Vendors too are getting ready. There will be lots to choose from. The Festival Kitchen, a top draw at this festival, offers freshly baked bread right from this original outdoor wooden oven. What do you like about this festival?
Well, everything. It's native creation. We create things ourselves.
How long have you been coming to it?
Oh, wow. That's a hard thing to say. From the beginning.
And it has grown, hasn't it?
Oh, man, it's growing and growing larger and larger. That's why we had to expand. We used to have it to Gala Park. That's so small and jam up. That's why we extended out this way on the dock and stuff like that, so we have more space.
David Clark is here from Halifax, Canada.
I've been to the Junk Canoe a few times, but not this festival. Looking forward to it.
And as the band does its final sound check ahead of the big show, organizer Nikki Simmons from Tourism says rain or shine, the show will go on.
This is also very important to the culture, to the people. It is a way to increase the economic spend. We have all of our vendors locals are here from Exuma, and it's an opportunity for them to make more money, and that's what we want to do and encourage here.
And when we talked to Nikki Simmons, actually, as our interview was winding up, that's when the rain started. She called them showers of blessings. Like I said before, though, that's all dissipated. There's nothing now but clear skies ahead of us. Lots of food, lots of entertainment. Big names to hit the stage tonight. We've got Ira Store, Bloody, and D-Mac to close things out. And then tomorrow, we're going to have Nishy Ellis, Gino D, and the man, the myth, the legend, the incomparable KB, making his first appearance here in about a decade here at the Bahamian Music and Heritage Festival. So an exciting time ahead for us. It is a tough assignment, Makushla, but my photographer Donnie and I, we are here at your service. Reporting from the 19th Annual Bahamian Music and Heritage Festival in beautiful Georgetown, Exuma, I'm Corval Pipe, and we'll send it back to you now, Makushla.
Well, it goes without saying that our Corval Pyfrom and his cameraman Donnie are having a fabulous time down in the Emerald Isle. Stay with us. There's more to come in the National Report.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Full Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Calling all Alive Fiber basketball fans. Get ready to experience the NBA Finals live. You can enter an all-expense-paid trip to not one, but two NBA Finals games. It's simple. Just sign up for our Alive NBA League Pass or Infinite Sports X package by May 16th. Stay connected, enjoy blazing fast internet, and score your chance to witness the NBA action up close. Don't miss out. Visit AliveFiber.com and take your shot at NBA glory. Terms and conditions apply. It's good to be alive.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community. Also help with the education of our kids in this community and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Stripe and the Bahamian Company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
What if I told you Wendy's has a new burger? With a flavor so secret, it's almost too delicious to handle. Well, now it's time to unlock that flavor. Try the new sweet and smoky barbecue cheeseburger. We can't tell you everything, but we can tell you that it's packed with flavor, including our secret barbecue sauce. Try the new sweet and smoky barbecue cheeseburger today. Available for a limited time. Limited time. Limited time.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code. Select your payment amount and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
For more than half a century, Perkley Peanuts Taylor was the heartbeat of Bahamian music, and tonight his legacy is being celebrated with a special tribute concert held at St. Paul's Catholic Church Hall, Lyford Key, underway at this very hour. Born in Nassau, Taylor quickly rose to prominence as a drummer, leading the way in shaping the sounds of Junkanoo and Rake and Scrape. But for many Bahamian musicians of his era, the road to success was oftentimes not paved with financial reward.
These are the people that have dedicated their entire lives to our culture, a lot of times with no financial benefit to them. You know, a lot of times they're scrapping for the next meal, but you call them to represent the Bahamas and they are there. And so for that, I think that we owe them a great deal of gratitude, a great deal of respect. And Peanuts was certainly one of those that lived his life that way. He lived to represent his country.
And while Taylor may no longer be with us, his music and impact remain timeless. The musician remained committed to preserving and promoting Bahamian music, his influence extending beyond the stage, inspiring musicians and shaping the local music scene for decades.
Peanuts just took drumming to just the next level in this country. So his gombe style of drumming, you know, you hear it on Bay Street, you hear it at Junkanoo, you hear it in the hotels with Bahamian music. You just hear it all around, just people, the influence that he's had on our community.
And what better segue to LaDawn and Marlena, who joins us live for a sneak peek of what's coming up in Access Now.
Well, Christmas Entertainment's Friday and guests is in the house. I'm going to let Marlena tell you.
You want to guess first, or you want me to tell you?
Are we going secular? Are we going gospel? Are we getting in a little bit of R&B?
It's gospel. It's Lent, so it's gospel.
It's Lent, so it's gospel.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
Oh, you gonna go?
No, you tell me.
Go ahead, It's our very own gospel superstar, E-Man, and I can't wait to hear it because I've heard him online, but I've never heard him in person, so I'm excited for this live performance.
Wonderful, wonderful. Stay with us. Our feature story is up next.
Diet-friendly special.
What is this? Oh, ghost pepper burger. Chicken. I always at Popeyes, so me just come and taste the chicken.
Wow.
Nice. Crunchy. This is off the chisholm.
Wow, that is way better than I expected. Very spicy, extremely spicy actually. The bread is very soft. The chicken is juicy. Yeah, that's spicy food.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
The Atlantis Paradise Island Resort will be buzzing with loads of activity this weekend, the continuation of its Nassau Paradise Island Food and Wine Festival. Desmond Saunders tells us more.
So today we got tacos in. Tacos in.
We're doing a variety of tacos. Tacos with great Bahamian flavor. We're starting out with a chicken taco. We got a pork taco, a grouper taco, and then at the end, I'm closing out the night with my lobster taco.
We're here at Tacos and Tequila. I don't usually get to do tacos, so I'm super excited. We're grilling octopus, a little bit of avocado.
Yesterday's event drawing visitors near and far, also providing increased exposure for local vendors.
It feels great to know that we were invited to present alongside famous chefs like Michael Simon, Bobby Flay, and so forth.
Some of my favorite vendors in the Bahamas. I love them, and I'm excited to be here.
Signature cocktails and crave-worthy taco creations, not the only highlight of the evening. The iconic Grammy Award-winning group Bahamas lighting the stage with their energetic performance.
Means we have another opportunity to make some people smile, make some people happy, do what we do, push this junkanoo music to the world.
You know, we're all about good vibes, good party vibes, and so this is the perfect opportunity.
Well, that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.